A federal judge just stopped the Trump administration from deploying National Guard troops to Portland. But this isn't about riots, chaos, or rebellion. It's about something much deeper: the limits of presidential power. Can a president use military force against American citizens without proof of an actual rebellion? What just happened in this courtroom could redefine federalism in the United States forever. District Judge Karin Immergut has issued a temporary injunction blocking the Trump administration from deploying federally controlled National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. Over 3 days of testimony and more than 750 exhibits, the court dissected one of the most important questions of our time. Did Trump have the legal authority to federalize state troops, or did his administration cross a constitutional red line? By the end of this video, we'll break down what the court found, what it means for the balance of power between states and the federal government, and why this case could set a historic precedent. Trump's legal team invoked 10 U.S.C. Section 1246, arguing that protests in Portland had escalated into a rebellion. The administration claimed imminent danger justified federalizing Guard units from Oregon, Texas, and California. But the court found no credible evidence that protests were out of control. Testimony from Portland police commanders described the demonstrations as isolated and sporadic instances of violent conduct, not an insurrection. Judge Immergut's ruling stated plainly that protests are likely not a rebellion and likely do not pose a danger of rebellion. Trump's law and order narrative collapsed under the weight of facts. Judge Immergut concluded that the administration's order extended beyond delegated statutory authority and violated the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment reserves to the states all powers not delegated to the federal government, a cornerstone of American democracy. Sending federalized troops from one state into another without evidence of rebellion, the court said, constitutes an injury to Oregon's sovereignty and its equal standing among the states. This wasn't just a legal technicality, it was a constitutional rebuke, a reminder that the United States is a union of states, not subjects of a federal monarch. The court gave special weight to Portland officials who were on the ground. They testified that the protests had been largely peaceful and manageable. The federal government's claims of chaos and danger were contradicted by those who actually witnessed events. When Washington ignores local authorities and substitutes propaganda for facts, it's up to the courts to step in, and that's exactly what happened here. This is checks and balances in action. The judge's order is a preliminary injunction effective until November 24, 2025 at 5 p.m. That means the Oregon National Guard remains federalized but cannot be deployed. The court continues to review over 750 exhibits and full testimony before issuing a final ruling. At stake, whether any president can use federal military power inside U.S. borders without proof of rebellion. This could become a defining case for the constitutional limits of executive authority. The court's message is unmistakable. The Trump administration failed to present credible evidence justifying military intervention in Portland. More importantly, Judge Immergut reaffirmed a foundational principle: federal power has limits. The states are not mere branches of Washington, D.C. They are sovereign entities protected by the Constitution. This case isn't just about Portland, it's about preserving the balance that defines America. When a president overreaches, it's the judiciary that pulls the country back from the edge, and that's democracy at work. As we await the final ruling in November, one question looms large. Will the courts permanently block this expansion of presidential power or open the door for future administrations to deploy troops on American soil without proof of rebellion? If you believe democracy depends on constitutional limits, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. In our next episode, we'll examine how federal judges across the nation are becoming the last line of defense against Trump's growing executive overreach.